What's up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all have an opportunity to take some time and really reflect on gratitude. So that's the theme of the season, and really an opportunity for all of us to give thanks to God for the things that we have. Certainly, I know I'm aware of a ton, and it's a really good time to reflect on that with family, with those that you love. And just so you guys know, I'm very thankful for you all, for the service that you give to the church and to Christ means a lot. And I know it gives a lot of peace to those that you serve, both in the pews and also the priest. So much love, much thanksgiving to you guys, and gratitude for what you guys do on a weekly basis. So I also want to take the opportunity to just reflect on some training for this week. You guys are going to be around a lot more shopping, a lot more people. It's going to be a busy time. So interdiction, I think, is going to be a very top priority. So just wanted to take a little second to remind you guys on some principles that we talk about with regard to interdiction. First thing is picking up on the bad guy, right? Or on the suspicion indicator. We do that by knowing our surroundings and knowing what the baseline looks like. So whenever you're out and around shopping, you can test this and get some micro reps in by looking at your surroundings. What is the common dress? What is the common volume that's in your surroundings? What is the common language that people are using, right? So that is your norm that you need to recognize. It doesn't take much that you can kind of get a sense of what everybody is doing around you normally. And then we look for anomalies. And those are things, behaviors, objects, clothing, demeanor, as well as what people say that stick out. That's a blip on the radar screen that usually are going to come to our attention, but the more we train on it and think about it intentionally, the better we get at it, right? And the next phase is actual interdiction. And so we find the anomaly, we want to actually be curious, right? So we talk about that a lot in our scenario assessment course. Is your job now is to be curious. And so we do that through various interdiction strategies. And we want to ask open-ended questions to learn that person's story. So a couple tools that you can have in your tool belt that you can practice over the holidays with family members or really any kind of interaction that you have. One is labeling. So labeling is basically identifying the emotional context of what is said and then label that, right? So use terms that are like this. So it looks like, it sounds like, it feels like, or it seems like. So you would start that question by labeling whatever emotional context you hear by using one of those terms. And what that does is it gives that person an opportunity either to agree with you and explain more or disagree with you, right? You may have gotten it wrong, which is okay. You may have said it sounds like you're frustrated whenever they're not frustrated. It's another emotion that's coming through that you didn't identify correctly. And that's totally cool because they can then explain themselves to you. So that is labeling. It's a great tool, great thing to open up the doors for that person to explain more of their story and not you interject what you think their story is. So a huge part of interdiction. Another one is mirroring. So mirroring is just simply saying the last 3 to 5 words that that person says and use it in an inquisitive tone, right? So you just repeat the last 3 to 5 words of that person's sentence. You do it with an inquisitive tone so that they have to really explain further what they were saying. Another great way to get that person talking. You don't want a person of concern just to be able to say yes, no answers or give a very shallow response that they may have planned for in advance, right? So that's what we're getting around. The other thing that is a good tool is an accusation audit. So that is the ability to say whatever the most negative thing that a person that you're contacting might think about you, right? And you just label it. You just kind of say what that thing is of what they would say about you. So you may think I'm picking on you because ... something like that. You're trying to get in their head and kind of identify the negative thing that they may be experiencing against you as somebody that's talking to them. So that is a good accusation audit. Whenever you actually identify the thing that they are probably thinking, it is going to bring down that barrier. And so it is going to allow them to explain more and actually open up to you and build some trust there. So just a couple tools. We've talked about those before, but really good things to add to your arsenal and practice, get some reps in doing that. And this holiday season is a great opportunity, not only at your mass times, but just with your family. Okay. So getting those interesting, good conversations with them and use some of these tools without them even knowing, just get some practice reps in so that you can get more of somebody's story and understand them and listen to what they're saying versus just interjecting, telling your ideas. So I hope this finds you well. Hope you have a great, blessed Thanksgiving and a good weekend off. Get some rest, and God bless you for what you do. Talk to you later. Take care.